Imagine building a stadium that could hold 50,000 people, with no cranes, no bulldozers, and no modern tools. Sounds impossible, right? Well, the Romans did it, and they did it almost 2,000 years ago. Today, we're diving into the jaw-dropping story of how they built one of the most iconic structures in human history, the Colosseum. So picture this. It's the year 72 AD. Emperor Vespasian has just taken power after years of civil war and chaos. He needs to win over the people. How? Bread and circuses. And by circuses, he means blood sports, gladiator fights, and wild beast hunts. But to host all that, he needs an arena, a big one. So he decides to build the Colosseum, right on top of the private lake that belonged to Emperor Nero. Yeah, this wasn't just construction. It was a political statement. Vespasian was saying, "I'm not like Nero. I give back to the people." Now, how do you even begin building something this massive back then? First, location. Rome was built on hills, but the Colosseum was constructed in a flat valley right between three major ones, perfect for drainage and easy access. The foundation? They dug out a huge ring, 12 meters deep, and filled it with concrete and stone. And this wasn't your average concrete. Roman concrete, or opus caementicium, was so durable that parts of it are still stronger than modern stuff. Why? Because they mixed volcanic ash with lime and seawater. Genius. Next up, the skeleton. They used travertine limestone, hauled in from quarries 20 miles away. No trucks, no trains, just oxen. Thousands of tons of stone were locked together with metal clamps. Some of them made of iron, others of bronze. And because iron rusts, archaeologists today still find holes where the clamps once were. And here's something crazy. The Romans built it like a Lego set. Giant concrete piers, then arches, then seating, then decorative elements, all stacked in logical layers. The arches weren't just for looks, they were structural. Each one distributed the weight and created a flexible frame that could handle massive crowds. Think ancient crowd control, engineered perfectly. Now let's talk about the seating, the cavea. Romans divided it by class. The emperor and senators sat closest to the action. The further up you went, the lower your social status. Women and slaves? Way up at the top. But every section had its own staircases, corridors, and numbered entrances, just like a modern stadium. Efficient, organized, no chaos. And underneath the arena floor, that's where it gets wild. The hypogeum, a two-level underground maze of tunnels, cages, pulleys, and trapdoors. This was the backstage. Gladiators, wild animals, even elephants could be lifted into the arena mid-show using man-powered elevators. Like something out of a Marvel movie, except it was real. Now you might be thinking, how long did this take? 14 years? 20? Nope, just 8. The Colosseum was opened in 80 AD by Vespasian's son, Titus. And get this, to celebrate they held 100 days of games. Lions, tigers, naval battles, executions. Yeah, the Romans didn't hold back. But here's what blows my mind. The Colosseum didn't just survive time. It survived earthquakes, fires, vandalism, and centuries of neglect. At one point, people even lived inside it, and yet it's still here. A symbol of Roman engineering, ambition, and, let's be honest, their love of spectacle. So next time you see it on Instagram or in a movie, just remember, this wasn't built with machines. It was built with muscle, math, and mind-blowing design. And that is how the Romans built the Colosseum. If you thought this was epic, wait till you hear how they built roads that still exist today. Hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.
Glory to Rome and to engineering that still inspires the world.